back to the Kyle Petty Show. I am your friend, Kyle Petty, and this time I'm joined by the multi-talented Jae Hughes. All right, so thank you so much for being here with us. We've got a lot to talk about. But first, introduce yourself. Anyone who doesn't know you, what would you like a stranger to know?
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Jae Hughes. I am an actor out here on Long Island for just shy of 20 years. Most people know me from my work at the Engelman Theater. I am a resident children's theater actor there for the past 10 years for our children's theater program. If you don't know me from there, maybe you know me from the little Shakespeare in the summertime. I've been with Carriage House Players over at the Vanderbilt Museum and Planetarium in Centerport, doing that. I think this is now like 8 of 9 seasons I've been there, which is crazy.
Goodness.
Time goes crazy fast.
Time does go crazy fast.
It does. I mean,
Yes.
look at us. Look at us graying.
know.
I mean,
I'm
like,
so-
I can't. I
It's
know. Look at
ridiculous.
mine, crazy. Yeah, I
I was
mean,
even surprised when you said 10 years with children's theater at Engelman. I can't
Yeah.
believe it's been that long.
Isn't it wild? Yes, I
Gosh.
know. It really flies by so
Mhm.
quickly. If you don't know me from any of those two things, maybe you know me from my involvement with Starkid. This is a theater company that was started back in 2009. They put an original musical up on YouTube. It went absolutely viral, and they've been a literal phenomenon all over the world since that time. One of the founding members being Darren Criss, actually.
Oh,
So I know. I
I
love a
didn't know
little
that
name
either.
drop.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Boom.
Just a little nugget.
Now, is it
Yes.
Starkid that had that video that I don't want to do
Do
the
the
work
work.
today?
That's exactly it. If you know that little meme, you know
Right.
that little thing, then you know Starkid. Yeah, they're
That's
around.
fantastic. I love it.
Thanks.
I love it. What a great introduction. So well prepared.
Oh my God. I
No, we
mean,
love it. We
I
love
am
it.
off book. So that's good.
And I
That's good.
do
Good.
know me.
And I know me. So
It's so ridiculous.
so stupid.
So let's get to our this or that, right? We've got some important
Oh,
questions.
okay.
Important questions.
Good.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee
I
all
know
the
that's right. I know
time.
that's right. Hot or cold?
Cold, only
Yes.
cold, freezing cold. Yeah.
I think of you
Extra ice.
anytime. Yes, extra
Yeah.
ice. I think of you every
Extra ice.
time I go to Dunkin'. Because remember when we did Into the Woods, and we always get we always go and get iced coffees
Uh,
before rehearsal.
yep.
And you taught me that method of mixing it up good. You take a
Yeah.
couple of napkins and you put it on top of the straw hole.
That's
just
right.
flip it over. And give it good
Ga,
shake.
ga, 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 ga. Right, right. I mean, maybe it's not, it's not the best method, but boy, oh boy, does it get it mixy.
No, and I remember you
Yeah.
saying, "Listen, you're gonna lose a little coffee, but it's
Yeah.
worth it. It's worth it.
But it's
A
worth
little
every
bit- It's
penny.
worth it." And honestly, it was great method. Great method.
Thank you so.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Aw.
Vacation or staycation?
Oh, that's such a good one. Staycation, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
My partner and I, we do our little staycations like on random, like, at random times and places on the island, which always ends up being like the nicest thing. We're
yeah.
so busy all the time that even just like being close to home is kind of nice. Like, but yeah, I would say staycation. We have a good
Excellent.
time.
Love it. I agree with that too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now this is really important. Okay,
Oh, boy.
crunchy or smooth peanut butter? I ask everybody this.
Okay.
I need to know.
I'm going to say smooth. And let me tell you what, I really had to think about that long
You
and
did.
hard. But let's be honest here. It's truly only because I have smooth in the home. Right. I'm not buying the peanut butter for the home. I'm just consuming the peanut butter that's
Mhm.
at the home. And that is smooth, I'll tell you.
Okay.
And it really, I love a nut, especially a peanut. Can I change my answer? This is crazy. We'll spend the half the time on a nut.
Right.
Oh, my God. Oh, perfect.
I need to also know though what brand.
Who knows? I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Jiffers. Jiff.
Oof. Oh, it's just all
I
off.
knew
It's
you would
all
hate
off.
it. It's all off. You got to start at the beginning. Cancel it all.
No,
We're
listen,
done
these
here
are
today.
your answers, okay? There's no wrong
Oh,
answer
oh
except
my
that
God.
one.
I'm
So,
sweating. I'm sweating over these
listen,
answers.
I am a Skippy extra crunchy,
Yeah,
okay?
that's nice. Yeah,
With the
that sounds
exception
great.
of Skippy has like this naturals line, and it's got like this one that has honey blended in. So it's a
Oh, see,
smooth.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love
that
that.
one is very delicious. That's very
Skips.
delicious.
Okay.
Skips.
Skips.
Board games or video games?
Bored.
Really?
I like a nice board.
I think I kind of agree with that one too. Video games are
Yeah.
fun. I mean, it's a close second. It's a close second,
I
right?
mean, they both
Yeah.
like bring me back to like childhood, but I don't know. There's something about board games that like brings me back to like family game nights. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's people
Yeah,
coming
like
together. Sure,
that's right.
sure.
That's right.
Pizza or Chinese?
Pizza
Mm.
1,000 times, 1,000%. If you gave me a Japanese option, I would say Japanese over
Oh,
pizza.
okay. See, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
very
love a
familiar with the
sushi.
Japanese. Oh, sushi. See,
Love
I
a
don't really
sushi.
know sushi.
You don't know her?
I don't know her. I'm scared. I
I
feel
know
like
you're
we're not supposed to eat things uncooked.
I know you're scared of her,
I
but take the
am.
plunge. Go easy. You know that they're giving you the California roll,
And
giving
I
you
have
the
had a California
spicy.
roll, but I understand I've
Okay,
been told that's
yeah,
not real sushi. People they judge me when I say I've had a California roll.
it isn't. It isn't. I will tell you that it's good beginner sushi. That's really what
Okay.
I mean. You know, it's
Mhm.
getting you into the fold. I also think a good beginner sushi is like a spicy tuna, spicy salmon sort of roll. You know, with the
Okay.
crunchy in there. But
My
anyway.
problem with the tuna is that I don't understand it. You know, like no, because like
Please elaborate.
no, because
Please
like so the
elaborate.
tuna, it's like red, right? It's like reddish.
Okay. Yes.
But then when I get
Okay.
chicken of the sea,
Okay.
it's a completely like different color. And like, why is that? Is that the color it turns once it's cooked?
Oh. Oh. Oof.
Ooh. And this is the problem.
Mhm. Now,
Yeah.
you know, chicken of the sea and fish of the sea are quite different. I'll
But
tell you.
chicken of the
But
sea is the brand of the tuna. Like, it's tuna fish. Like,
okay,
like
but is that's
bumblebee.
but that's cooked. You know, you're giving cooked tuna in the
Yeah, but like why is
can,
the color
correct?
is like so very different? Yeah, it is canned, like,
Right,
but
because you're
like
getting a fresh tuna, which is like, I don't know, it's really red
it
inside, you
so
know. So I
is it
guess it's the
bloody red?
manipulation. Yeah, like I would say it's like a maroony. Like it's a reddish maroon.
But what is it
Yeah,
then? Like is that
tuna.
But you know what
I'm
I'm
knocking
saying?
things
Like,
over.
is it bloody? Like, should I be concerned? Because like
No.
when you get red, I'm thinking of red meat, right? And I think of ground beef, and steak, and things like that. Like when you
Sure,
cook
sure,
it,
sure.
you're cooking like essentially the blood up. No, and then it browns.
Purple.
But like but then, like
I ju-
no. But then the canned tuna is like this whitish, like I don't know, like
it's just different. It's just different. It's prepared different.
I
Okay.
don't know. I
When you
just don't.
get the raw, you're getting more of the purpley, you're getting the red. If you see a raw tuna sushi roll, you'll see a purple guy sitting in there. Okay, so I know, but just you know what? Don't knock it. That's why I say you do your beginner
Well,
rolls
so
and then you
that's why
move.
I got just concerned and confused, and I have not yet, including here,
Yeah.
have not heard a good enough explanation or like answer to soothe
Oh
my
yeah, that was
discomfort.
terrible.
It
Yeah, no,
was.
it was awful. It probably made it exponentially worse than before this
Yeah, I
conversation.
certainly I'm
Yeah,
not walking away saying, you know what, I got to try a spicy
sounds
tuna roll.
delicious.
No, I'm
Sounds
out. I'm
delicious.
out now. I'm out.
Awesome.
But
Awesome.
now that we got that out of the way,
Great.
I understand you are currently rehearsing for a
Yeah.
show at the Theater 3,
That's right.
the 39 Steps.
Woo!
Tell me a little bit about this. The concept sounds exciting. We all saw Christine's video when she was looking for people to come down
Oh.
to auditions. Apparently, people are playing multiple roles, and like this sounds chaotic and also brilliant. Tell us some things.
Oh, it's absolutely chaotic. I have my little script right here to read exactly what it says about this show.
Oh,
A
tell us.
mix of Hitchcock masterpiece with a juicy spy novel. Add a dash of Monty Python,
Uh
and you
oh.
have the 39 Steps. A fast-paced whodunit for anyone who loves the magic of theater. Isn't that fun? I couldn't have said it better myself.
It tells you everything and nothing at the same
Anything
time.
and nothing you need to know.
Yeah.
That's right. No, this is such a fun one. Yes, there are multiple roles. There's
Mhm.
only 4 people in the cast, and there are
Okay.
2 clowns in the show. And the clowns, which is one of my characters, acts as the surrounding characters of this little spy story. So
Okay.
we play everything, policeman one, sheriff, Mrs. This and Mr. That. And so we fill in the story for the 2 lead characters.
Mm, okay. So, how many roles in total are you playing?
It I have to tell you, we've been talking about this as a cast and how funny it is because in every sort of advertisement for this, it's like, with people playing over
Right.
150 roles, and you're like,
That's what I saw.
I'm playing probably a cool 12. And
Oh, that's
but
still a
no,
lot.
it's still a lot, and there's a lot of different accents, and obviously, taking on a different physical life is always a challenge to differentiate the
Hmm.
characters. But that's the exciting part about it, right? Is just being able to play at the drop of a dime. Sometimes it's a matter of us switching hats. We have hats behind our backs and we're switching, or we're switching a coat and we're going on to say something in a Cockney accent, and then we're back to Royal British. It's really, really fun in that way. And it's super involved, but in the best way possible. There's so
Hmm.
many bits, Kyle. The bits are abundant
I can only
and it needs
imagine.
it. Yeah,
And it would have almost have to be if you're going to move forward with the concept like that, right? Like
right.
if we're going to be changing these people like just like that, it's got to be a little
Right.
silly and a little fun too.
Right, and it's a
Yeah.
play within a play kind of thing,
Okay.
So I mean, so that's another thing that adds to that too.
Would you say that the challenge of that is what made you interested in doing it? What drew you to it?
1000%
Mm.
all about the challenge. At this point in my life and my career, and this has been my thing for a while, of course, is, you want to learn, you want to grow as
Yeah.
a performer. I like doing things that I haven't touched before. I've not done a lot of accents in my time, all of these years, and I haven't run into really a lot of accents. Obviously, the playing all of these different roles in one show, you don't run into very often. So
Hmm.
to do that, and then I have to shout out Christine Bohm. She is the best director, in my humble opinion, on Long Island.
Mm.
She is a collaborator, a true collaborator. Very comfortable environment, a wonderful environment that she sets up for her casts. And I've been a part of quite a few of her shows now at this point. So anytime Christine is on the docket to be directing something, I'm always looking at that show.
I love that. I love that. Awesome. I want to have her on the show at some point too.
You got
Yeah,
it.
I feel like
Yeah,
we'd have a really great chat. Excellent.
absolutely.
Good, good. Now, other than the 39 step, that's not really the only thing you've got going on, right?
Yeah,
You've been involved with Starkid, like we
yeah.
mentioned before, for quite some time. Tell me a little bit about the group and how you got to be involved.
Well, this is a really fun story, actually, that I don't really get to tell often. I told
Mm,
it initially to the fans of the group, but I'm happy to retell it here. So, this group, as I said before, I really kind of set it up in that beginning portion. Started back in 2009, put a show up on YouTube. It was called A Very Potter Musical.
mhm,
And this was an original parody piece by the students of the University of Michigan. And they literally put this up on YouTube so they didn't have to send people DVDs from the cast. They would be able to view it.
hmm.
And this is when YouTube started to really pick up steam. And here they are going viral. and it just went all over the world pretty much instantly. And ever since then, Starkid has been creating their own original musicals, putting them up on YouTube for the world to see, and we have gained millions upon millions of fans
It's
all
awesome.
over the world, and the best fandom in the world too. They are dedicated to us, and we are dedicated to them. So how I got involved, we were just talking about this before the stream, Kyle, advocating for yourself, right? And how
Mm,
important that is to advocate for yourself. So I was watching a series that they had post pandemic called Nightmare Time. This was season 1 of Nightmare Time. And what Nightmare Time is before the pandemic, they did 2 shows live put up on YouTube. 2018, they did The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. 2019, they did Black Friday. Those 2 musicals are horror comedy musicals that were done in the same town of Hatchetfield.
mm.
So we see in Black Friday, coming from Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, we're seeing some of the same characters. We're being introduced to new characters, again, all in this Hatchetfield universe in this one town. So I'm watching the continuation, which was Nightmare Time 1, as a fan. And they mention in one of the episodes that there's this non binary character that's hanging around that's just mentioned by the name of Ziggs. And my ears perk up. I'm like, oh my God, a non binary character. How fun. Like, that's amazing. And I don't know why I kind of thought of this, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to message the head guy in charge, Nick Lang. I said, I'm just going to message him and I'm going to be like, hi, I'm Jay. I'm an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have a non binary person for your next season of Nightmare Time whenever you do this, but can I possibly audition?
Right.
That's exactly what I did. I emailed him on Instagram. I just had this feeling. I followed the impulse, messaged him on Instagram. What's the worst that can happen? He doesn't get back to me? Fine. A
Mm-hmm.
month later, he gets back to me. He had watched my stuff. He had done some research on me, and we became friends. And he asked me to audition for Nightmare Time season 2, and that's
That
my
was it.
story. And that was it. And that was back. Oh gosh, it was all the way back in 2021 now. But
Yeah, because that was like right, well, kind of during COVID, really, right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Right. And they were still unable to do those shows
Hmm.
on stage. So that was their way of getting content out to our fans because, again, we love them.
Yeah. That's a wonderful message too to anybody else like just listening because it's so hard to advocate for yourself,
Very.
so often so much doubt like creeps into
Mhm.
like, our thoughts and what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes you just have to just go for things,
Yes.
because like you said, what is the worst case? They don't get back or they say no,
Right.
we already had somebody else in mind. You're certainly no worse off than you were before you sent the message. So why
Exactly.
not just go for it? Just go for it. And that's
Totally.
kind of like what I've been trying to say to people, even about starting their own projects. Before we started hitting record on this, we were talking about all the many fails that I've had with the Kyle Petty show. And that's
I
okay. That's
fails. I don't
okay.
know
Well,
fails, but
maybe missteps. We'll say the
I mean,
missteps, missteps and mishaps, but that's okay.
yeah,
That's okay because sometimes when you start something, you don't know how it's going to turn out, right? And
sure.
when you start a project, it can often look very, very different by the time you hit your stride. Right. But you're
Yeah.
never going to get to test things out and like try it out unless you just get started. You don't know.
Yeah.
And I even remember that from keeping it real years ago. Like I remember from the very first one that I did, it looked very different once you got up to video 20.
Yes.
Sometimes you
Yes.
just have to just get in it and see and just feel it out and see what happens. So yeah,
Totally.
thank you for that. I think that's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Now, do you have any projects with Star Kid coming up?
Not as of right now. No
Hmm.
projects coming up. However, after Nightmare Time, I was flown out to LA with them for a musical, another Hatchetfield musical
Mm.
called Nerdy Prudes Must Die. They had me in there for a little cameo of
Oh,
the
fun.
character that I played in Nightmare Time 2. Again, the one and only non-binary character in the whole Starkid universe, which I take a lot of pride in and I hold very close to my heart. So I was in there, and I was just involved in a anthology series, web series called Space Baby. I was involved in one of the episodes. I wrote my own character. It's
Oh,
like,
cool.
yeah, it's the episode is called Hey Baby, if you want to take a look. And again, all of these musicals are on Team Starkid's YouTube channel. You can go right there and watch everything for free. It's so fun.
That's gonna be my next question. So, Team Starkid is the name of their YouTube channel.
Oh, I think so. Yes,
Oh,
it has to be
we'll
Team
get back
Starkid.
to you.
Yeah.
We'll have the answer.
We'll have the answer
We'll
later.
have
If
the
you
answer
search
later.
Team
Yes.
Starkid, you'd start. Yes, but I'm almost positive. Yes, it's Team Starkid. Yeah,
Excellent.
on
Gives you
YouTube.
another reason to follow the Kyle Petty Show on Instagram because we will make sure we put the answer there.
There, right,
Yes.
right. And especially with the snowstorm coming up, y'all, you could binge a little bit tomorrow, right? We
Yeah,
could be
listen,
binging. Who
we got
knows?
nothing else to do. Nothing else to
That's right.
do. Now, after all of this, I understand you still have an announcement for us. What else do you have going on? How do you even have
My
time for
goodness.
anything else?
My goodness, I know. Well, right after 39 Steps, I'm so pleased to say that I'll be playing Hamlet in Hamlet at
Oh,
Carriage House Players this summer to open up the season. We run that May to June again at the Vanderbilt Museum and Planetarium in Centerport. We kick off the season.
that is
Very
excellent.
excited. Yeah.
Yes, and that's such a beautiful space too, and what a
Ah,
fantastic time to see a show there too before it gets too hot,
that's
right? You
right.
know, because who likes to be sitting out in the sun and stuff like that, and
It's a
the
toughie.
buggies, yeah,
It's a
it
toughie.
certainly
Yeah, I'll
can.
tell you.
Yes. So much like Starkid and everything else you've done, you've been involved with Carriage House Players for a long, long time, and I've known you even longer, right?
Yep.
We met because you were Gabriella Montez in High School Musical, right? So like,
Gabriela Montez, yes. Yeah, how crazy. And that was back, Kyle, what? That was 2008,
that was
2009.
2008. No, that was definitely
Um,
2008 because I moved in with Brett that
yep.
same year.
That's right.
And I
That's
went to
right.
12 out of 14 performances of High School Musical because I loved it so
Number
much.
one fan.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Uh-huh. And I
Loved it.
paid each time. That's the real
No, you
kicker.
didn't.
Yeah, I
No,
did.
didn't. You
I
paid
went on to
every
Ovation
time.
Text
No.
and ding, 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 ding,
Ooh,
and I
ooh,
would,
ooh.
yeah.
Ovation ticks.
Yes.
Good for you. Well, that's
Yeah.
nice. Very
No, and you
nice
had to
support.
because there weren't really a lot of comps there because that was that partnership they
Sure.
had with the Children's Museum. This
Yes,
wasn't like
great
going to shows.
space.
It was
It
a
was so nice.
fantastic space,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the same with getting comps like at Cap. Like
Yeah, you're
you weren't
right. You're
going to get
totally
that. Yeah,
right.
you kind of had to. Yeah, I don't think I wasn't done dirty. I was a very happy audience member. No, no,
Yes.
no, no.
Yes,
I
that's
even
right.
thought about skipping Mother's Day to come.
To come to the show.
Yes, I sure
This
did.
close. This close.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Carriage House because again, knew each other for a really long time.
Mhm.
Obviously, Shakespeare is a completely different vibe from like how I met you, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I'm doing Shakespeare." I'm like, "You're doing what?"
Well, you
It's like
what?
so, like, yeah.
Since
So
when?
yes, and like it is so different. So tell me what you love about Shakespeare and like what brings you into that universe.
Okay, so I was doing a production of Fun Home back in 2018,
Mm,
and
at the
Christine and I,
Smithtown.
yes, that's right, at Smithtown Theater. Christine Bowman and I were involved in the show together. She was directing a all women slash gender non-conforming production of Julius Caesar that next
Mm,
summer, and she expressed interest. Now, like everybody at first, and a lot of people I talked to that approached me about Shakespeare, everybody was like, no, too scared, and I mean, because it is, I believe that it is the scariest thing for a performer to do. It is a totally basically different language that you're trying to present to people who necessarily do not have the experience, right?
yeah.
So I said yes, got involved. And, like you said before, the space is so glorious. You're doing Shakespeare outdoors at a historic estate on the water.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
It's
beautiful.
just, it's so beautiful. And I played Caesar in that production. And I remember, you're speaking about, you're doing a monologue about the stars, and you're also looking at them.
At them. Yeah.
And you just, it elicits something that you just didn't feel. I just didn't feel before. I was getting worn out of musicals. I'll be honest with you. I was
Mm,
like, I was feeling a little like, Okay. I mean, listen, that is most of the experiences out here on Long Island. That's what audiences usually want to see, and that's what theaters are usually putting up. Understandably so. Had no clue there was this group that did Shakespeare. So as soon as I got involved, it lit a fire in me. And I said, oh, okay, this is what I've been looking for. I was looking to do more plays. I was looking to do, again, challenging things. I was looking to learn. I was looking to grow, especially as an actor. And CHP was right there.
Mm.
And since then, it's been basically every summer. I'm like, when can we do Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Inject it into the veins, you know? And yeah, so I simply, it just lit a fire into me that I hadn't felt in quite some time doing
Mm.
theater. And that was really exciting. And that hooks you. And again, the challenge of presenting it to people who maybe don't necessarily know. You know, you are, as long as I think, and I go into this with Hamlet, as long as my feet are planted on the ground and I'm being honest, the audience is going to be right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So you just shared with us that you're going to be playing Hamlet in Hamlet.
Hmm.
What makes you so excited about this particular role?
You know, this is one that I personally coveted for quite some time. Since the
Yeah.
first time I saw Hamlet, this was something that was always in the back of my mind, like, oh, I really want to do that at some point. That would be amazing. So it's been stewing for a while. I think that Hamlet is Shakespeare's best work.
Mm.
I think that the way, especially with the character of Hamlet, you know, you're really seeing the human condition. You know, you meet him at a very vulnerable place and it just kind of snowballs downhill from there until it explodes. And that's really fun to wrap your head around. It's one of those, it's one of the most spoken about and debated characters in English literature. I mean, so it's just this monster. It's a feast of a role for an actor. I mean, that's what I think about. I just think about eating. You know, I'm like, I want it, gobble it up, and I am so like that. It just makes me it makes me so excited. It's just yeah, it's just my favorite show.
Mm.
And I think that, you know, there's so many layers to human beings, and Shakespeare so beautifully you know, puts that into Hamlet. I just think it's just wonderful.
Oh, great. Listen, my comments here are minimal because I really don't know Hamlet. I feel like that was
Yeah.
one of those like mandatory things you had to like learn to
Right.
read in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the end of this. I'm not really looking to
Yeah, let's
retain
go.
any of this because like
Right.
the language is so hard for me.
Yeah.
Now, how did you adjust to that? Is that just something, did that come naturally to you, or was that an adjustment? Getting used to the style of writing and speech?
Oh, 1000%. I had no idea what was going on, babe. No
Oh,
clue.
thank God.
I'm looking at this like,
Comforts
what?
me a
I
little.
mean, well, I mean, honestly, to this day, you know, there is no Fear Shakespeare out there from Spark Notes that, you know, literally you have the book. I have it right in my bag right
Oh, yeah?
now. You have yes, there is the text. There was the Shakespearean text on the one side, and there's the English translation on the other. And, you
Oh,
know, and that obviously, you know, you want to wrap your head around like, what you're saying. Hey, I don't know this word. Okay, perfect. Let me go to this section. So, and there
oh,
is that. Yes, if you want to learn anything about Shakespeare, I no fear is. I mean, I don't
right.
know if I'll ever stop using it because,
That's
you know,
awesome. I didn't know that existed. No Fear
yes,
Shakespeare?
no fear Shakespeare. I'm like trying to. Maybe I can reach it. No, I can't
That
reach it.
sounds excellent.
Yes, but it's like a little bookie. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
booklet.
Oh, I'm very interested in that. That
Yes,
could shift my entire thing. 'Cause sometimes sitting, I don't
right.
even really know what's happening. I'm just appreciating seeing people create. I'm
Yeah.
appreciating the space. But I don't really know what's going on. As long as everybody else is having fun, like,
Right, right. But
yeah.
that's the thing too, you know, I encourage people also, and I talk to my parents about this, and what's this one about? You know, I'm just like, I just encourage you to look up a synopsis. You know, look up the major points of what's going on in this plot. Yeah, you're gonna get spoilers, but this is Shakespeare's pretty old at this point. We
Yeah.
gotta, you know, like you could,
You have
yeah,
to accept that that's just
you
gonna
can
come with the
imagine what's
territory
gonna
here.
right. You
Yes.
gotta gonna imagine what's gonna happen. But yeah, but I encourage people to do that too, you know, and
That's
that
excellent.
makes it a little bit easier to get that story right.
Yeah, thank you for that little nugget.
Of
That's excellent.
course.
That's certainly new information for me.
Yep.
Um, Now, obviously, you've been doing theater for so many years. You've had a multitude of different experiences. What would you say it was like your favorite or funniest, like on stage moment?
I'm so excited to tell this.
I'm so excited
I'm
to hear
nervous
it.
to tell this, but we wanted
Don't
to
be
land.
nervous.
We
Oh no,
wanted to land.
we're excited. We have a
Okay.
lot of faith.
Yeah, thank you so much. Back in 2016, I did a Christmas musical called The Great American Trailer Park Christmas Musical. This was at Smithtown Performing Arts Center. It tells you everything you need to know in the title. You don't really need much more context than that.
Mhm.
It was so silly, so goofy, a lot of breaking the fourth wall with the audience, getting them involved in our little trailer park family. So at this point in the show, we're all in the front of the stage. We're all downstage, far downstage. There are 6 of us in the cast. This woman in the front row, God bless her, has a sneezing attack. Now, she was not trying to be quiet. Okay. She was not trying to be demure. She was not covering. She was full blast sneezing. This happens to be during my line.
Of
Okay.
course.
So I'm saying my line. She sneezes the first time. Okay. Saying my line. She sneezes the second time. Okay. The third time rolls around. And now I can't take it anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
enough.
I can't take it anymore. The audience is looking at her. We're all just, so she sneezes the third time, and I look over at her and go, "Oh my God, God bless you," in the middle of the line. I continue on. She sneezes again. "Oh my God, God bless you." She sneezes again. I continue. She sneezes again. "Do you need a tissue?" Kyle, this went on 10 times in a row. I believe
Stop.
she just one after the other. "Oh my God, God, well, God bless you. Oh my word, you're gonna help me. You're gonna let me get my line out." It was, so by the time this all wrapped up, the whole cast, the tears are squirting out of her eyes. The whole audience is peeing in their pants. It was just one of those things that was, you just never forget the energy of that moment. And it's especially great
Yeah.
because Courtney Braun, who was our stage manager at the time, she put up like a Facebook status right after it happened, being like, "It's 9:38 p.m. and Jay has broken the cast for good." So this pops up now every year
Every year.
around Christmas time. So it's just such a nice reminder
That is
of how
fantastic.
absolutely absurd. Well, God bless you. Absolutely absurd.
I would have at that point regretted that I even acknowledged it in the first place. I'm like, because now I am beholden to this lady's sneeze. Like I have
Oh,
to keep engaging with this each time.
yep, yep. But God, was it worth it? Anything's worth a bit, babe. Anything is worth a damn bit, babe.
That is fantastic. When I think of that production, like as you got started, I was already laughing to myself because I remember it was the performance I came to where the Santa on the side was like you already know what I'm gonna say. The Santa was trying to inflate and like
Yeah,
did inflate, but he never stood up, so he was just face down like
and of
the
course
entire time.
I can't let that go, right? I as an actor and I as my
Yeah.
character could not let it go. So
Oh god.
anytime that we would exit the stage and they would sound like this, I would, smack the hand.
Yes.
High five,
Yes.
yeah, I couldn't let it go. Can't let a thing go.
Oh gosh. Oh
That's
gosh.
so funny, Kyle, because
Yeah.
that
Oh,
is
I love
another
that.
thing I think about when I think of that production.
Yep, that was the first thing that came to mind, and I still have a picture of it somewhere. Like
Yes,
if I can find it, I have to put
please
that on
send it to
Instagram.
me.
Also, I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I have to. Because it stands out so
so
glaringly
vividly.
clear, and I'm like, yes,
Literally see it too. That's
yes,
insane.
yes, it's so
Oh my
good, so
god.
good. Um, One of the stories I thought that might come up, and I'm just going to bring it up because I wanted to. I remember doing Crybaby.
That's the other. That was my number 2 choice.
Oh, so please
Yep.
tell it. Please tell it. Because obviously this includes like two of my favorite people, you and my sweet Matthew.
And this is
So
Matt.
yes, so very perfect. So very perfect. So yeah, no, we give you the space to tell it.
Oh, wow. I mean, well, this was also, like, very luckily, like, caught on film, which is another thing, so I can relive
Yes.
this memory as well.
Right, right.
Somebody was filming from the pit at the time. So I played the character of Lenora, who was pregnant, not pregnant, with the lead's baby, Wade Walker's baby, right? And she comes out, she's finally had her child. It is a teddy bear that she brings out, and what did I say? It's like, I have this bear, and I throw the bear in the pit, and I'm putting it up for adoption.
Yes, that's what it
And I
was.
throw it into the pit to Matt, and Matt would usually obviously throw back the bear.
Yes.
On this particular night, Matthew Sirico, I'm putting it up for adoption. And he then takes out a completely different bear that is 3 times the size and throws it back at me. And I am so caught off guard that I lift it up and I go, "What the hell?" And then I'm just like,
Oh,
I said, "Oh, Matthew," like, again, totally breaking the whole thing. Listen, it made people laugh. God, it made me laugh. You see
yeah.
the people, like, behind you that are like,
Yes.
in the video, like,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that stuff warms me. So,
Yeah.
that's another, God, that's such a great one. Yes, I was this close to telling that. Yep.
Yes. And Crybaby is such a great show to do that with because it's already a
It,
show that does not take itself that seriously. Like, that
Not
was
at
a show
all.
that I wanted nothing to do with. If you remember, I didn't want to be
Yes.
involved with it at all. And
Yeah.
then, like, when it became clear that Dondi was not going to be able to do the entire run,
Yep.
I remember, like, everyone took, because that's when I was living with Steve then.
Yes.
I remember you guys all coming to the house and you're like, oh, they're going to ask you. They're going to need you to do it. And I was like, anything you want Dondi to do, Kyle Petty cannot do. So simply because we're the
We're
same
not
skin color does not mean that that you can
right.
just
Like,
swap us in and out. We're not interchangeable,
right.
So I was like, this is not going to happen. And then, sure enough, I got roped into it, and that ended up being like such a fun experience. Like, I
Oh,
really had a blast in that show,
you
and
don't realize how funny it
yeah,
is
it's
literally
funny
the
for the
whole
audience
way
and it's
through.
funny for the cast. Like, we had
1000%.
the amount of times that I would laugh on stage, like in the middle of something. Like, I remember even standing online for I think for the polio vaccine, like
Oh,
in the beginning.
yeah.
And I remember
The
just even
first
like,
song in the show. Yeah.
yes,
Right.
there was oh my god, oh, it's all coming back to me. Remember that creepy video that we would watch around Easter time? Here comes the Easter Bunny walking down the street. Right? And I would walk up behind Jacqueline Ruggiero. Remember her? And
Yes, of
we were
course.
standing on the polio line, and I would just go right in her ear. Here
Here
comes the
comes
Easter
the
Bunny. And she's like, "Stop it! They're really creepy."
And here we are online on the stage. I can't with that. Oh
I'm
my
telling you, it
God.
was that was just such a fun experience and
It
one that I
was.
wanted nothing to do with, and now something I cherish. And welcome
Yes,
back to the beauty of Long Island theater, right? Like,
that's right.
that is really why it's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, listen, thank you for this. You've got a lot going on. Where can people follow you on social media to keep up with all of your projects?
Oh, fabulous. Well, I am underscore. I am. Stop! Hold!
Stop! Refresh!
Stop!
Start again!
Stop! I was talking to Kyle about his live shows when he does his live shows, and sometimes he literally will stop the number if it's not going his way. He'll be like, "Stop!
Stop! We're starting
Start
again.
it over.
Matthew, from the top.
From the top." So from the top, hi, I'm Jae Hughes. They, them, I'm 5'4".
It was so
You can
crazy.
find me.
Oh, God. My cheeks
You can
hurt.
find me at @_Jae Hughes. I'm usually sitting there on Instagram, so that's really my mode of transportation is Instagram. Go follow me out there,
I
Jae
love it.
Hughes on all the other crap. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Listen, thank you so much for doing this. I had a blast with this. I just love you so much. Thank
Love
you.
you so
Thank
much. Thank you so much for having me. Love
you.
you.
Love you.